Accuracy in twinning the placenta is extremely important, as the gross describer described the placental disc as a single placental disc. So that puts it in a monochorionic twin. And as we look at the T membrane or transitional membrane, you can see that this is the amnion we're looking at now. Because there is a chorion in between, and if I continue to scan around, you can see that on either side of the chorion is actually a membrane, if I can get it back into proper focus right here. So let me keep on going around. You'll see what I'm talking about, where you see both an amnion surface on either side of the placental material, the placental disc, the chorion. So this would be considered a diamnion monochorionic twin placenta from this T membrane. So you see the nice surface amnion on either side of the chorionic material from the placental disc. Okay, so that we know that this is again, just to summarize, this is a diamnionic monochorionic twin placenta. So in the membranes from the transitional zone doesn't look as bad. T membranes doesn't look as bad. But I want to stress that because there are some other pathologies that I'm going to show that highlights what I want to prove here in terms of the conditions surrounding the death of this fetus, this twin B fetus. Okay, so twin A survived and twin B died. So we will begin by showing you the umbilical cord from twin A. As I scan around, there is one vessel. There's the second vessel. And there's the third vessel. And you can see all three vessels are very normal without evidence of inflammation. Okay, so that's part one. We're going to go to the next slide. So in this video, if I can keep it focused, you see this is the membrane from twin A, the fetal membrane from twin A. And you can see that there is definitely meconium histiocytosis, and there's early acute inflammation involving the amnion. If I can just keep it in focus here, it's difficult with my little gadget here. But anyway, you can see some acute inflammatory cells right there early on in the membrane here. It's very early, but there's definitely some acute inflammation right along that chorion. And the amnion surface, there's slight fibrosis there. But, and you can see some meconium, if I can get it, there's some meconium histiocytosis there. And even on some of the other areas, if I can keep it in focus, it's real difficult with this little gadget I got. But you can see some meconium histiocytosis here. And you can see the early evidence of early acute chorioamnionitis here. Very early though. You will see it's a little more involved with twin B. So I'm going to end this video and go to the placental body from twin A. So we're looking at the unique placental body tissue from twin A, and this is normal looking third trimester chorionic villi, very normal. So twin A, well, there's some slight villus fibrosis, but not bad. As we continue to peruse around, good blood vessels, and good, actually mature chorionic villi, if I can keep it in focus. Very nice chorionic villi. Actually, this is not bad right here. So twin A was alive, obviously. And so the chorionic villi, slight little villus edema and fibrosis, but not bad, as you will see with twin B. But there is definitely some fibrosis here, as to suggest some sort of vascular compromise here, or at least some sort of distress, fetal distress, intrauterine fetal distress. But the baby here was indeed alive. So we're going to go to twin B to show you some more significant change. But there's definitely slight villus edema and fibrosis. So anyway, we're going to go to the next video. So I'm going to quickly show you the umbilical cord from twin B. There's one vessel. There's the second vessel. and there's the third vessel. So I'm going to stop the video and go down and show you the inflammation involved in the vessels. So this is one vessel from the umbilical cord, and you can see that it's markedly inflamed. As I try to attempt to change this lens without changing my view of it. But let me go over here to this area, and you'll be convinced that there are definitely polys in this blood vessel. If I can keep it in focus, again, I need to get me a fixed projector, a gadget here, but you can see some polys in this umbilical vessel. So that would be diagnosed as acute funicitis. Inflammation involving the umbilical cord and its blood vessels is called acute funicitis. Now, some of that might be muscle. Let me see if I can convince you otherwise. I want to get a good view of the inflammation involving the umbilical cord vessel. You can see more acute inflammatory cells there. It's hard to keep it in focus, but you definitely see some inflammatory cells involved in this blood vessel. So that's acute funicitis, okay? All right, we're going to go to the fetal membranes now from twin B. So fetal membranes from twin B showing meconium histiocytosis and evidence of acute chorion as I try to keep this thing still. But that's definitely real there. And you can see it there too. So that would be acute chorion and meconium histiocytosis. So before I start cruising around, this is the placental body from twin B. And if you look at 12 o'clock, you see the nucleated RBC within the fetal blood vessels. You also see some villus edema, and there is slight fibrosis. So it wasn't a great deal of it. So whatever happened to this baby happened pretty acutely in terms of that ascending infection. And the baby has some, you see the villus edema and the slight fibrosis. You see that with intrauterine distress and demise. But there is no significant velitis. You don't see any inflammation in the villus. So this was a rather acute event, perhaps surrounding the C-section procedure. Thank you.